ms9000san3 type reworking equipment mainly has the following functions. They are automatic temperature profile creation, automatic mounting of components, and solder printing to BGA, etc. It is operated by a touch panel, there is no trouble and it is stable equipment. The right-hand side of equipment has a breaker switch. When you have not operated equipment for a long time, turn off. Operation of equipment is begun from proofreading of the Z-axis original position. And it is creation of an automatic temperature profile. The password of equipment is 0, it can be changed. Creation of a temperature profile recommends by auto mode. The bit for component adsorption is inserted first, and then nozzle set. Bit and nozzle choose the size suitable for the target component. At first, it is setups for making the Z-axis operate automatically. It is the data setting of board thickness and component's height, and nozzle position. It moves after that altogether automatically. Next, the temperature controlled by the sensor on the surface of the components is input. This is the temperature of solder of the components. It is connected to the channel 1 of the terminal of the machine. The sensor of reverse side of the board is connected to the terminal 2 of machine. Usually, control temperature set same as the top side. If the switch of the copy is pushed, it will be inputted automatically. A setup of a time axis can usually be used by default, and it can also change a setup freely. If ready, the board will be set to XY table, and the position of a nozzle is checked. It can also check by the function of a vision. In this stage, since the position of a nozzle and components is satisfactory even if it is not so exact, it can also do just I check. Next, the airflow of the top heater is set up. The knob of airflow meter is turned and flow is decided. The central part of the float ball is the flow. Usually, probably, it will be 20 liter per minute is best. If ready, then it pushes the down switch of nozzle, it stops at a heating standby position automatically. And the start switch of heating is pushed. The nozzle moves to a heating position automatically and heating is started. If a graph button is pushed, a graph will appear on a screen. It is overwritten when the former graph remains in the screen. A former graph can be erased if a clear button is pushed. A yellow temperature curve is the channel 1 and a red curve is the channel 2. Two curves at first, when the temperature of soldering is reached, it will overlap. If two curves overlap, the temperature will express the temperature of solder correctly. If the optimal profile is made, You have to file save it. The saved file data can be read repeatedly. An optimal temperature profile is the same also in soldering or removal. A title is inputted into a file save, and it manages so that it can read at any time. A temperature profile can also be created by the free setting method of 6 zones. In the case of a special board, the components whose heat load capacity is very big, etc., it is also possible to make a profile by the 6 zones controller. In that case, there is a function to tell the setting data of reference. If it operates by the data and it is rectified, and best temperature profile will be able to be made. At the time of 6-zone operations, a temperature sensor surely uses the channel 3 and the channel 4. The channels 1 and 2 are used only in the time of automatic profile operation. Work uses an operation screen. The process of heating appears in a screen. This graph is only a process display. If unusual heating is added, a graph will change unusually and an interlock screen will appear. Please try removal of components. It removes automatically. The tool which printing of solder paste to the BGA is attached. Then, printing of solder by squeegee or by transcription is possible. Printing with a metal mask and a squeegee is possible at an attached printing tool. It is transcription about solder paste of 150 microns or 250 microns printing are also possible. Printed BGA can be automatically taken up to the machine. Positioning of BGA and the pattern of board is possible by the vision system of machine. Fine-tuning is X and Y-axis fine-tuning and rotation fine-tuning. Positioning is made looking at the large-sized monitor. So, it is easy and correctly, moreover, can do quickly. The screen of a test is BGA of a 35 mm square. Positioning can be correctly done quickly on a clear screen. Since BGA of big size can also work with a direct magnification image, it is easy and exact. After mounting, the vacuum bit is leave automatically from the components, and goes up. And only a nozzle moves to the position of heating set up beforehand. Therefore, the pressure to components is 0. After the completion of positioning, after an operator starts heating, mounting of components also completes a setup of a nozzle position automatically, and completes the soldering. Thank you for your attention.